You know, let me just start from this.
I have tears in my eyes. It will make me cry when just talking about him because the man he has become is just beyond words. And I knew he could get to this point. I knew he was going to be something special.
All the sacrifices and things that, my wife and I look back upon, they are well worth it, well worth it.
I just can't tell you how much it means to see him as a man.
It's about just never giving up.
He'll tell you every time my mom gives me a hug, she's crying because I just love him that much.
I got that proud papa syndrome. Ain't got it bad.
All right. Black, one of my all-time NBA players, Mr. Langston Galloway, is here to join us today, but we're not going to talk about basketball. Lang's doing fine. He's on the Milwaukee Bucks. He's still shooting them jump shots and all that. But we're here to talk about one of his businesses. Now, for those of you who don't really know Langston, let me give it to you straight. The boy is a certified shoe addict. He's a sneakerhead of the highest order. I would say only PJ Tucker may be a little bit more addicted than Langston. He's up there. He's
up there.
Shoe addicts in the world.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the name of this company that you're starting?
So we our official name is Ethics the Brand. We don't want to get it confused with any other brands that are out there. We want to make it mean something towards us and towards people that that buy our kicks. So Ethics the Brand, that's the name. And I hope everybody kind of continues to learn more and more about it and it becomes a household name.
So from start to finish, from the time you came up with the idea, how long did it take you to get this thing off the ground?
2.5 years. 2.5 years. Yep. I was with Q4 Sports when I first started thinking the idea. And big shout out to them because they kind of gave me that initiative of thinking, man, I could possibly do this on my own. And it kind of just started snowballing. Me and a designer kind of went along that path and going back and forth. And then all of a sudden, I was like, hey, look, I think I might have some here. I started pitching it to Sabrina because that's how our dynamic is now. We have a, wife and husband relationship, but we also have a business relationship as well. So anytime I have something that I think that could be beneficial towards the family, I pitch it to her and see what she thinks. And she liked the idea, but it was definitely a long time coming before I got to that point.
It's a big change on the family budget line though, because there was a lot of money going out on that sneaker line. Now there's some money coming in on the sneaker line. I remember, I forget where we were. You had some sneakers, they had wings on the back. And I'm like what? I had no idea it was silver. Maybe they was Louboutin. I don't know what they were.
Yeah, they had to be somewhere in Philly. I had them.
So the inspiration was what? You just weren't satisfied with the performance of the shoes that you wore, or you thought, you could make a better shoe, a better looking shoe? What inspired you?
So it's a little bit of both. I thought I could create something that, number one, the game of the sneakers has kind of been more about marketing. And it's kind of changed where, you had kicks back in the day, the early 90s going into the 2000s, where it was all about like a lot of cushioning, a lot of cutting soles, a lot of just like critique going into those shoes, a lot of effort being put into that. And I just felt like it wasn't there. It wasn't the same anymore. It kind of was like all about, hey, let's get these shoes out, let the guys wear them. You might get 2 or 3 wears out of them, if that, and then that shoe might rip or whatever the case may be. I mean, you've seen a number of cases where it's happened where shoes are broken, and I've had shoes on me break.
High profile. I mean, who can forget Zion? In the middle of the game.
Yeah. So No knock to them. They are great. They do an amazing job with a billion athletes. They put a lot of shoes in a number of athletes and do an amazing job. So I never want to knock them, but I just thought I could do something different, change the narrative. I wanted to be in a different lane, something that I think a lot of kids kind of relate to my story. And that was the name and how we came up with it, like ethics. Like how can you, think back to your beginnings and what you come from and how hard you work to get to the point that you're at. And so that's where the name came from. And then it kind of snowballed into, man, I think we can really bring the nostalgia back in the shoe game and really do something special. And me and my designer, like I said, we were going back and forth, just trying to get the best quality. And there was a lot of shoes that we did, take bits and pieces from, and it came into one shoe. And now I think it's going to be one of the best shoes out there for sure.
Is your shoe primarily for performance, or is it one of the casual shoes? You get fly, you can put a suit on and wear your shoe too, or is it for the game only? What it?
So it's for the game. Yes, it's a athleisure shoe, but at the same time too, I did in the finals, I wore it with the suit. So it's possible to break it out and walk around with it if you want to, but it's mostly made for on the court and coaches and whatnot. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the fans to finally get their hands on them and try them out and see what they think.
Now, let's give the viewers some perspective. Approximately, how many shoes do you own right now?
So I have a ton of shoes in my collection. I think at this point, I'm probably 3,000 pairs in now. Probably about 3,000 pairs. Yeah, and then that's why I try to tell people, the 3,000 pairs aren't just my pairs. It's a collection between myself and my wife. So her, she probably has a good 500 pairs in there too. So don't get me wrong. I still have a lot of shoes, but it's a mixture for sure.
Sabrina catching up a little bit, huh?
Oh yeah. Like, look, when I go to the store now, it's either, hey, I'm buying a shoe for me and for her, or it's I'm buying a shoe for me and I'm buying a shoe for kids. So, it's tough to go buy shoes nowadays.
So with all this experience, so you've made, just on the shoes you have alone in the house, you've had to make 3,000 decisions when you were at the point of purchase.
Yeah.
So with that kind of experience, how much input did you have on the design of the shoe? Did you know what you wanted? Did you have a feel for what you thought the market was looking for, or did you just hire a designer and let him go his own way? No,
so I literally have been there from scratch, like designing the outsole, which is trying to figure out like, and that's the biggest piece. A lot of people don't understand like the bottom of the shoe. That's the biggest and the most influential part of the shoe. It's like it's going to tell you if it's a good shoe, it's an okay shoe, or it's a terrible shoe right from the jump. A lot of people, once they grab a shoe, they bend it, they do different things with it, and that's what I told my designer. I was like, hey, look, no matter what the cost is, like that's going to be the most important, most expensive part of the shoe. And so we literally took, months at a time trying to figure out like, hey, how can we put the best bottom that we could, possibly come up with for the manufacturer to say, all right, okay, this is a really good shoe. We think we can do something here. We could add something there, take some of this away. And I made sure that, hey, that was going to be the number one thing that I was going to put my best foot forward with. And we just took small steps, and it came together. I think that was the most tedious process, because it's like we had literally had calls every single day, because right when COVID happened was when I was like getting ready to get everything off the ground with the shoe. And so we literally had Zoom calls every single day. We had meetings talking about different shoes that we were kind of thinking about. Hey, we could take this shoe, add this here, take that shoe, add this here. And we want to give a lot of credit to all the shoes that's come before us, because it's not like, we're the first shoe that, has done a cut and sew. it's just a lot of shoes that we kind of, give a lot of credit to. And that's what we wanted to do in the shoe and bring back the nostalgia for a lot of people that have come before us.
Where is the shoe being manufactured at?
It's over in China right now. It's over in China. We have a factory over there that we're working with.
How'd you make that decision on which factory in China? I mean, I know it's a bunch of them. How'd you decide who to go with?
Yeah, we had a tough decision. It came down to 2 factories at the end, and we were trying to decide. The factory that we ended up going with they actually took a chance on us, and that's what I was really just thankful for, because they kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of get to the point of saying, hey, look, here's your shoe. Okay, now we're going to start charging you. When we did a ton of samples, we did a lot of like back and forth calls with them, a lot of just day by day, just calling them and bothering them and trying to get pictures, trying to get videos, just trying to do a lot of different things, trying to help our process on the back end, knowing what we had and what we could do going forward. And now it's become a really working relationship with them. So I'm really excited for, the process.
Do you sell the shoe in China too?
No. I haven't started selling the shoes in China, but I want to go over there. I actually talked to the factory 2 days ago, because we talked to them saying, hey, we officially launched, and then they were really excited. So I was like, hey, look, I want to come over there and go to the factory and then, see what's around the factory and see how we can kind of be beneficial to them and also to the surrounding areas over there in China. So that's what I'm really excited about, going over there, really seeing the factory, seeing the shoe being made and the process line.
What's your price point for the shoe? How much you selling it for?
Selling it for $120. We're not trying to hit nobody over the head.
Yeah, that's kind of inexpensive these days right now.
Yeah.
What's the good price point for a high performance basketball shoe? Not
now?
Yeah, now.
Probably like, it depends on what shoe it is, but I'll probably say your best bet would be like 160, 170 probably. Mm-hmm. That's probably like your best shoe out there right now, probably around that range.
And so you wanted to make the shoe accessible for families. You try to stay on the lower end.
Yeah, because I knew, like, growing up, that was my biggest thing. Like I never wanted to. Well, I couldn't afford to go to the store. My parents couldn't afford to say, hey, we're gonna go out here and buy you 3, 4, 5 pair of shoes. Mm-hmm. That's $500, $600. So, especially the households that have like 3 and 4 kids, like I want them to be able to go there. Okay, hey, here's a pair of shoes for you. Here's a pair of shoes for you. Boom. All right, we're set. You're good for the season. And that was my mindset, and that was in the back of my mind throughout the whole process. Like, hey, I know there's a ton of families out there that can't afford, the 180, 190 pair of shoes, but they might be able to afford that 120 pair of shoes.
You was inspired though, man. I seen you mowing lawns and doing all kind of stuff to get a pair of shoes, boy. Whatever you wanted them. You passed up some of that meal money went to shoes, man. You ain't really.
For sure, it definitely did. A lot of meals that I got for free kind of went towards shoes. So I appreciate all the people at all the universities and stuff like that.
So how are you distributing these shoes? Is it all online? Are you going through any storefronts, boutiques? How are you just getting them out there?
So everything right now is online. We're at ethicsthebrand.com. So please go check it out. But we're thinking, like, with the analytics that we've kind of gained and got a chance to process throughout the first day of the launch, we're going to try to do a lot of like pop-ups here and there. And as we continue to grow, we're going to, have shoes, at the different events, different like all-stars and different things like that, trying to, get them out there, continue to spread the word and continue to grow as we get bigger.
I know you're going to sell a bunch of shoes in Baton Rouge. Is Philly one of your primary target markets? New York, them people loved you in New York. Maybe,
yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah, it's funny because New York actually, from the analytics, I'm just speaking it right now, but they are the number one target market right now. They
love
really,
you, man.
Yeah, they really showed out in New York. They really bought a lot of pairs from New York. So big shout out to all my friends and family that come out of New York. We appreciate y'all supporting. But yeah, no, Philly definitely is a huge market that I feel like we can tap into, and definitely want to do some pop-ups there for sure.
All right. So lastly, you getting up there, like you north of 30 yet, man?
Hey, I'm right at the cusp. I'm at 30. I'm at 30 now.
So in 5 years, where will this thing be, man? Will you have a what? 8, 9 AAU teams running around with Ethics, the brand, shirts, traveling, the flip-flops, the sweatband. You know how they do the whole thing. Where we going with this?
Yeah, no, I think that's the goal. I mean, not saying that's the end all be all to stop at the youth and nothing like that, but I definitely want to have like a lot of teams rocking them in the AAU circuit. I already have some interesting inquiries about like different players in the NBA wanting to rock them. So that's another line. Like we want to be able to possibly have players being able to rock them in the NBA.
That is, I'm so impressed to hear that your fellow, your colleagues, your friends are willing. You couldn't afford to get that kind of marketing. To have those guys actually, they talking about wearing them in the games, like?
In the game. I mean, I'm wearing them in the game. So
wow.
People already, they peeping them, they're seeing the colorways, they know what's coming. And I think a lot of people are just excited to see something fresh, something new. And that's what I'm like really excited about, because, the guys that are reaching out to me, they're like, hey, look, let me know, when you can give me a size. And I'm like, hey, look, once we start selling, which we are now, and I'm gonna get them out to my guys and let them rock them, let them check them out. So it should be fun.
You still doing test runs with other shoes on your Instagram, or you cut that back? You just doing your own stuff now?
So look, this is what's crazy. Well, I had to kind of let control of LG Kicks kind of go. I still own it, but it's basically just a kind of like a sneaker community. Like it's turned into like its own LG Kicks community where, they talk about sneakers and talk about different things, like whatever's newest, whatever's the latest, whatever's, nostalgia. And that's kind of like its own like community. So that's separate altogether from what I'm doing with Ethics. Like Ethics has its own page, it's growing on its own organically. And that's, it is what it is. It's like, you have your babies and, you nest them up. And then once you continue to grow, you just let them go. So I got some people that are helping me like kind of grow LG Kicks. And then, Ethics, that's like kind of my new thing. And then, I have my own, social media page. So that's it. That's it. Everything's kind of gaining its own traction, its own legs, and I'm letting them go.
Man, I think I met you in February. What, you was born in December?
Born in December, yep.
Yeah, you was like 8 weeks old, boy. And every single time I met you, every decision you made, every plan that you put forth, I watched you really, really grind and make it come true, man. So yep. I have absolutely no doubt that this thing is going to fly and it's going to be a success. And your son will be out there selling sneaks before we know it, man.
Hey, he'll be out there selling them, rocking them, all that. So
now,
yeah, it's gonna be,
how many y'all going for, man? You want to start in 5? You and Sabrina, what you doing, man?
I think we're done, man. 2 and that's it. 2 and that's it. Yeah, but, Deuce is 3 now. He's up there now. He about to be 4 in May, and then baby girl, she's 8 months already. So
shop can't be closed yet, man.
And yeah, it might be closed, dog. I don't know. Unless something, magically happens. But yeah, no, it might be closed. And we don't want to be outnumbered. We don't want to be outnumbered. That's the big thing.
You tell Sabrina and your mama and your daddy I said hello, and I love them, man. And it's just really a pleasure to watch this thing unfold. We've been talking about this for a couple years now. So we will be in touch, man. As you come out with new styles, new designs, you want to get the word out, let the people in Philly and Baltimore and New Jersey know what's going on. We always here for you, man. We're going to push it.
Yep, I appreciate it. And I'm going to send you the video because we got like a promotional video that we've been putting out. So it's like a commercial. So
absolutely. Send me that.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot it to you.
How's it playing with the Greek Freak, man? He a good teammate?
Oh yeah, real good teammate, real good teammate. I'm just trying to figure out how to, learning and all that. So it's been crazy. The last two teams, being with Brooklyn and now with the
Been
Bucks,
with some of
it's
the
like
best players ever.
yeah, and it's crazy because like the dynamic has changed, like where different teams do different things, and they play a certain way. So you got to figure out how to get your niche and fit in. So it's different for sure. It's different.
Well, I love you, boy. I really, really respect what you're doing. And you need to I want to see 20, 30 of them dudes wearing them shoes out there in the NBA, man.
Yeah,
I look
hey,
forward
that's
to it, Lang.
for sure. All love, Dale. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Later.
Later.